Okay, so Jupiter is in Aries. Big news. Today, I have a very special guest for you who's going to dive deep into what Jupiter in Aries means on a collective level, what happened last time it was in Aries, what's probably happening in the next 4 months, why the next 4 to 5 months is so important for you. We're going to be going through all of the zodiac signs as well. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Katrin. Now, Katrin is a dear friend of mine, a fantastic astrologer. So she's part of our RGA network, and you can find information about her below to book a reading. Though mainly she has Jupiter in Aries in her chart, and she is the epitome of Jupiter in Aries. I mean, Katrin sailed on a sailboat across the Atlantic Ocean. Like she left New York City and she went across the pond in a boat and ended in France on the other side of the ocean. Now, how much more Jupiter in Aries can you get? Okay, so that happened. She and I have also led retreats together all across the globe, mainly in Mexico. Now, I should mention that, hey, I also have Jupiter in a fire sign, and my Jupiter's in Leo. We both have red hair. We're both pretty fiery. We both love adventure. And so I thought, who better than Katrin with Jupiter in Aries herself, Sag rising, to lead you all into the next 4 to 5 months and how you can navigate this passage. Ultimately, it's going to be about where your luck is. So listen up, and here's Katrin. All right, take it away, Katrin.
Thank you, Rebecca, for this super fun introduction. And this boat story is actually a really good example of Jupiter in Aries, how there's opportunities and luck, how they operate, because this was really kind of a spontaneous lark that it was in a conversation, and this guy mentioned that he needed some help to get the boat across the Atlantic. And I said yes and wrote my phone number on a bar napkin. And, a couple of months later, I got a phone call. So, are we on? And I was like, oh no, what did I do? What did I say? And I was like, oh, of course. So I had the trepidation, but I had to go for it. And this was a childhood dream come true. I have always just dreamed about sailing across an ocean. And this opportunity just boom came. And the key word is I said yes. I jumped into it. So this is how the Jupiter in Aries luck really manifests, is there are these sudden opportunities, and the key word is action. So not to overthink it, not to mull it over, not to stop yourself with all kinds of, fears and hangups. We all have those fears, but this is really to follow that spark, to follow that action. So this is where the luck is. And we're going to go through all the signs and rising signs. So listen for yourself, and listen also maybe to your friends or loved ones, so you can share some, joyful Jupiter messages for them. But yeah, first of all, why Jupiter? Why are astrologers so excited about Jupiter? I mean, Jupiter is called in ancient astrology the Great Benefic. So think of Jupiter really as this amazing coach or teacher who just encourages you, who gives you these, expands your horizons, who shows you where your talents are, who kind of encourages you to take the next step. So this is really like a wind in your sail, from the sailboat story. So Jupiter, that's why it's an energy of expansion. It's an energy of luck. And Jupiter does 12 years around the zodiac. So every 12 years, it returns to the same sign, the same place. So we get these sort of circles of opportunity to plant new seeds. And it's interesting to look back, what was happening with Jupiter in Aries the last time it was in Aries. So that was in 2011, the first half of 2011, from January 22nd till June 4th, 2011. And this was an exciting time. There was the Arab Spring protest everywhere, people standing up for their rights, for independence, for self-determination, really, getting tired of kind of very dictatorial, very top-down systems. So this is, now this spring, we can expect something similar in all different ways. Whether there'll be big street protests, yes, probably in some parts of the world. But in your very own life, like, where do I need to stand up for myself? Where do I need to stake a claim and say, like, this is it, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm tired of being shackled to the desk, to this corporate job, or, I've had this idea, this passion for a long time, but I haven't dared it to bring it out, to launch my own blog, or to, start a passionate relationship, or go on that travel adventure that you've always dreamed about. Like, these are these sort of these bold steps that we have a chance. And this is a fast-moving transit too, so really only kind of have 4 months. It's in Aries now in early January, but it's a little bit of a slow start because we have Mars, the ruler of Aries, is in retrograde until January 12th. So Jupiter went into Aries in December 20th, 2022, and will stay in Aries until May 16th, the spring. So, and the first, the first couple of weeks, take it a little slow, like they won't be so exciting. So really properly, I'd say the energy is in full swing from mid-January to mid-May. So that's the 4-month window of just really rapid growth, excitement, opportunity, and time to take risks, time to take these first steps. So this is crucial. It's like the beginnings, the boldness of new beginnings, because Aries is the first sign of the Zodiac. It starts the whole astrological year. Aries, the solstice, the spring solstice. It's the astrological beginning. It's the nature beginning of the year. It's the energy of new life. So if you think about for yourself, like, is there a part of your life that starts to feel has started to feel a little stale, a little boring? You feel oppressed in some way. So this is the new life, chance to bring that spark back, chance to bring that feeling of aliveness, this primal being in the body. Like, you came here as a soul into a body as an individual. Like one of the Aries words is individuation. Well, what does that mean? It's like being you. That's because, there's 8 billion of us now on the earth, like so many, but each one of us is completely unique. Like there will never be another you. So, just really take it in. Every time I say it, it just makes my heart flutter. It almost makes me cry because it's so precious, that uniqueness that we each have. So this Jupiter and Aries transit will give us all a chance to just go for it, to boldly be ourselves and to kind of take these steps to make our dreams come true. And there's a couple of important dates there too. April 11th, this is like one of the luckiest days of the whole year. Sun conjunct Jupiter. So this is really like where some of the blessings will come into fruition, the Jupiter in Aries. And before that, there's a bit more challenging date. That's March 12th, is Jupiter conjunct Chiron in Aries. So Chiron in Aries, the message there is the struggle to be ourselves. It's the challenges that we have to face to truly individuate, to be ourselves. So, all of us have felt in some way where there's some wounds where we don't feel accepted, or we don't feel the courage, like we feel like we might get, criticized or crushed in some way if we are ourselves. So this Chiron Jupiter transit there, March 12th, it's amazing healing opportunity where we accept that challenge, where we sort of become bravely ourselves. And by doing that, by standing up for ourselves, we actually give courage and inspiration to others. So this is kind of the healing message of Chiron. We can all support each other. We can be inspiration to each other. When one person steps up, then the other people see, and wow, she did it. She started, like, she brought out her project, like she shared her creativity. So this inspires everybody else to do the same. So this is, and also, this Chiron in Aries, I feel like it will help us kind of heal some of the Aries shadow side too, because, Aries gets a bit of a bad rap sometimes of being aggressive or bullying or so. But this is like, coming into ourselves, accepting ourselves, and also giving that space for others, saying that I have the right to be me, to do my own thing, live my own life, but so does everybody else. So it's like this higher kind of learning opportunity. So now let's do the really fun part. Let's go through the signs. So I'll share some screens. We'll look at the chart and make sure to listen for your sun sign as well as your rising sign. And yeah, hold on a second. There it is. So the sign here that's highlighted, this is the sign that we'll be talking about. So of course, Aries. Let's start off with Aries. So this is really amazing. It's like your 12-year rebirth, restart, your sign. So just, go for it, be fully you, really anything. The world is your oyster. And, it's also really fun for like a makeover. Great for also just physical health, just really feeling yourself, feeling alive, feeling, your next circle, you're stretching your wings. So Aries, amazing year, the first month. So just great time to be Aries. So next one, Taurus. Now, Taurus will be interesting because there will be this expansion in the inner world. Really, understanding on a deeper level, who am I really, beyond this little personal self. And deep healing opportunities with this Chiron here too. Deep healing opportunities maybe to take up a new spiritual practice, look into your dreams, also, to drop any kind of old fears or any kind of sort of karmic baggage that's been dragging you down. So deeply healing in that inner mysterious world. And Taurus will get their party in that second half of the year. Jupiter will go into Taurus too. So that's fun. So for Gemini will be the leader and instigator of the pack. Gemini, 11th house, your friends, your buddies, people who you kind of, vibe with, who have the similar ideals. So you have a chance to meet some wonderful new people, and also to kind of take a leadership position in that friend group, to kind of gather people around, maybe gather around the cause, maybe volunteer for something, to take that lead and to really then feel that sense of deeper belonging. That Chiron here, it helps to heal any wounds that you might have had about being accepted, that you'll find the people where you do feel that sense of acceptance and common goals. So that's beautiful, beautiful for. And for Cancer, this is an amazing, amazing year for career, for visibility. So it's really time to put yourself out there and take that leadership role, or to start your own business. It's to really just boldly kind of share the fruits of your labor with the world. And, for Cancer, yeah, it may feel a bit more challenging. Cancer, water sign, not really quite private, but feel into it. Like, what do you deeply care about? This Chiron here too, it's like courage. Courage is actually, it comes from the Latin root cur, meaning heart. So acting from the heart, like what motivates your heart? So think about it. If you don't take that bold step, what problem will remain unsolved? So that motivation comes from the heart, then you'll have the courage to stand up and to take the lead. But great career year for Cancer. So for Leo, really fun and creative vibe. I mean, for all fire signs, they're just having a party. But for Leo, yeah, some possibility of amazing travel, learning, expansion, but also time to share, time to publish, maybe start a podcast if you've been dreaming about that, time to really reach an audience. And that audience, you'll find that heart connection, you'll find that authentic connection with that Chiron healing. So if you've ever thought that in any way that your creative ideas don't matter, like this will truly, you will be healed of that. You'll find an opportunity to find resonance with your words. So that's great for Leo. Now for Virgo, Virgo will be passionate. In this deep, intimate sphere, passionate connections, trust, rebuilding of trust. So if there's, we've all had some heartbreaks, so for Virgos especially, you'll have a chance to heal some of those deep wounds of trust and to form beautiful, passionate relationships, intimate connections. So very, very deep and passionate time for Virgos. And okay, so for Librans, likewise, relationship themes. So this is classic. I mean, Librans might get married, actually. This is the 7th house, the house of marriage. Really fun time. And also deeply healing. That Chiron still, I mean, relationship areas is such a tender, touchy subject for so many of us. So for Librans especially, like deep heart healing, like time to really, meet that mate who listens to you, who sees you on that deeper level, who allows you to be fully you. And, you have that gift, that mutual gift of reception with that you feel like yourself and you allow them to be like themselves. So beautiful relationships for Librans. So for Scorpios will enliven their everyday routines. They will have a chance to pick up a fun new workout routine, or really improve their nutrition, whatever it is to help their body really feel alive. If there's been something that's bogging you down, any health issues, great time to find resolutions for that and to really bring that spark back to you every day. So that's a great time for Scorpio for health. So for Saggies, Again, fire signs, they have the best. So Sagittarius, fifth house, love, just, falling in love with life, creativity, just outpouring of creativity. And there's also like a special chance of healing. If you've ever felt like your creativity wasn't appreciated, or you were kind of afraid to bring it out in some way, this is the chance to heal that, the chance to really authentically put yourself out there, and also very precious chance to heal that very kind of primal human creativity of having children. There's fertility, fifth house as well. And so if you've had any issues around that, this is really like that March time with that Chiron transit is time for aha moments and deep healing in that. So could have resolution for that. Okay, for Capricorn. Capricorn might move to a really expansive, amazing new home. Capricorn, yeah, fourth house. So yeah, if your current apartment space is too small, not quite, for your new adventures, your new business, yeah, great time to move. And the new home will be expansive as well as financially, good investment, Jupiter in there. And on a deeper level, there's a chance for kind of ancestral healing of your lineage. So, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, if there's been any kind of pain, any place where you felt like you weren't fully accepted as yourself in your family line, there's a chance for deep, deep healing in that. So that's that beautiful Chiron opportunity there. So for Aquarius, Aquarius is having lots of fun conversations, lots of new connections, new friends, ideas, the sparks will fly. So this is, again, air signs, air and fire doing so well together. And these conversations won't be just superficial kind of hi, bye, chitty chat. They're actually really deep and healing. Again, that Chiron there, it adds that depth, that authentic sharing, really listening deeply and feeling heard. So it's wonderful conversations and connections. And for Pisces, well, Pisces is interesting, yeah, because Pisces had Jupiter last year in the spring. Pisces had this expansion, that sense of personal expansion. And now it's time to put all that you learned, all that you grew into practical use. Pisces will have an amazing career year, amazing financial year, because, second house, it's practical, earning your income, new income opportunities, and on a deeper level, chance to heal any issues with self-worth with that Chiron transit there, that if you ever felt underappreciated, underpaid, or maybe you didn't fully value your own talents. So this is a chance to really kind of step into that, to value yourself and to really, gain the finances that support that, to really kind of, yeah, expand your income. And then here we are, back to Aries, so this is the full circle around, and hopefully you found some inspiration for yourself, some tips on where to take those bold new steps. And really, it is about the first step. So don't overthink it. Don't make it so big that it starts to feel scary. It's, Aries is the very beginning. So every, journey of 1,000 miles starts with that first step. So think about it like in the springtime, like the little baby birds that have to break out of that eggshell, stretch their wings. It's like, they don't think of themselves as warriors. It's just that pure life force. It's just that desire to live, desire to grow. So those first baby steps, and they will grow and the adventure will unfold. So this is the key to really, really rocking this Jupiter in Aries spring.
I love it, Katrin. Thank you so much. So many good gems in this. So Sagittarians are rising into love, heart-opening love. Our Cancerians are attaining their dream career, their dream job. I love it. So lots of exciting news there. Remember to listen for your sun and rising sign, because you're never going to get the full story if you just listen to one. And it's really important that our audience knows that you have to really listen to both and put them into a pot and turn the heat up. That was fantastic, Katrin. Thank you so much for sharing Jupiter and Aries from the woman who has it in her natal chart. Now, Katrin is also available for astrology readings. And if you see in the description below, there's a link there where you can book a reading with her or astrology coaching sessions. She's fantastic. She's also a trained coach, a transformation coach. So I love how she integrates that into her readings as well. And Katrin looks a lot at larger global cycles, economic cycles, all sorts of things like that too on the world stage. Katrin, would you like to add anything else about what you love to focus on in your astrology work with clients?
Yeah, sure. I would just love to support you all in making your Jupiter and Aries dream project come true. And or whatever that brave step is. Maybe it is, swim in a wild open ocean for the first time. I mean, then you can join me in Rockaway Beach, or but in my readings, yeah, I always focus on growth. I always focus on opportunity, and also just that growth through difficult times. Yeah, we oftentimes, people do come to me when they're going through a hard time, Pluto transit or something, deep transformation in their life, something totally falling apart. But then I always look at, where is the challenge and what is the path through it? What is the growth path through it? That there's always somewhere there's a door open. And oftentimes, most of the times, Jupiter is that magic that points to that door. We have a human, from my coaching background, I know we have a thought habit of getting stuck in problems. We look at the obstacle and then we just bang our head against the wall. But then we don't realize hey, wait, up to the side here, there's a door, there's a wonderful opportunity calling for you there. So that's Jupiter. Yeah.
That is exactly Jupiter. And that's such a perfect personification of Jupiter. It is that third door, right? That we talk about in coaching all the time. And I love that. I love Katrin is a wonderful encourager as well. And I've seen her teach people how to surf that were absolutely afraid of the waves. And I mean, this is such a fan. I can't say enough about your coaching and astrology work. Again, the link is below if you want to learn more about her. But I'd say whenever, we both live in New York City, and whenever we have friends or are afraid of doing something, we talk to Katrin about it. And it's a specific perceptual awareness she has, a way that she sees the world, that she kind of imparts upon you. And I think an astrology reading is so much more than the information. It's an experience and it's a transmission. I feel like you really give that as well, Katrin. So thank you again for sharing with our audience here. And we'll see you next time, perhaps when Jupiter goes into Taurus.
Perfect. Thank you all for listening.